Hi guys, Danielle here, and today we're going to be looking at what motivates people to buy. So, successful selling is often based on building trust with your customers and gaining an understanding on what makes them tick. So, it makes sense that in this first lesson we're going to actually explore what motivates people to buy in the first place. So, the first question every successful salesperson asks themselves when they're in front of a customer is, what is actually motivating this customer to seek my product or service? And if you can establish an answer to this question within a short period of time and connect to that reason when speaking with your customer, you are almost guaranteed to make the sale. So what is the answer? What really does motivate people to buy? Have you ever heard the expression of give people what they want and sell them what they need? It's a great one that's been around for a few years, and it is often said that you should give people what they need, in fact, because it is that what they're going to buy. That may have well been the case a few decades ago, but sadly in today's marketplace things have changed and people are no longer buying based on what they need. Instead, people are buying what they want, and statistics show that in today's media-driven society, people are actually spending more money on the things that they want, like plasma TVs, satellite systems, recreational vehicles, than they are on the necessities like food and shelter, which is actually really scary. I guess we've got Harvey Norman interest-free deals to blame for that. So it only stands to reason that if you've got a product or a service that you're trying to sell, you need to present it to your prospect as something that they want. Focus on what's in it for them and emphasize the benefits of the item they're going to buy. How is this product or service going to make them feel? Is it going to save them time? Make them look better? Get them more money? These are all benefits of buying the product. They need to feel as if it's something that they can't live without. People will generally buy because they get pleasure from what they buy. Someone doesn't just walk into a car dealership and buy a top-of-the-line luxury model because they need it. A more standard car would do the job just as well. People buy the luxury car because they want that feeling of pleasure that they experience every time they drive it. Whether it's the comfort of the new leather seats, all the shiny gadgets, or the fact that it is seen as a status symbol. Whatever the reason for buying that luxury car, you can rest assured that their decision was based on what they want and definitely not what they need. Want is not the only thing that motivates people to buy though. While it is the leading contender, there are many other triggers that will motivate consumers to whip out their wallets and buy your product or service. So let's have a look at a few now. Some of the real reasons. Number one is more time, to save time. So in today's society, everyone claims to be time poor, and most consumers are constantly looking for ways to steal an hour here or a few minutes there. We live in a done-for-you society because we don't have the time to do it ourselves. Most consumers will actually purchase a product which gives them a more efficient lifestyle. I myself know that I've made a purchase that saves me more time. More money. So people will buy products that they believe will give them a good return on investment. These include housing, investing in real estate, courses, shares or insurances, just to name a few. To be more comfortable, and God, doesn't she look comfy? That bed looks amazing. We look for ways to make our lives less stressful. Society loves their mod cons and we don't mind paying for them. To be healthier. So the media reports are constantly reminding us of the risks of modern living, with stress, diabetes, heart disease and mental health being prime concerns. Consumers are looking for ways to stay healthy, so anything that will assist them to reduce their risk of falling victim to one or more of these diseases is generally a priority spend. And the prediction is by 2020 that the leading cause of disease is actually going to be mental health issues, which again is pretty scary. It's no wonder that the personal development and self-help industry is skyrocketing. People are investing in their health in many ways, and self-help is a booming industry. In the words of Brian Tracy, we should be investing 3% of our income in ourselves, or self-development in some aspect, in order to guarantee our future. So your income will actually grow when we open up our minds and be open to change. Nothing will change if we don't change ourselves. So the next one is to attract the opposite sex, which there's obviously nothing new here. Basic needs. So this obviously includes shelter, housing, whether that be your rent or if you've got a house with a mortgage, eating. We obviously need to eat. We need clothing on our backs or school uniforms or whatever that may attain to. And obviously we've got healthcare and other necessities that are a bit of a no-brainer. Convenience. So we're always looking for ways to get quick and easy products or services to obviously satisfy us. So one that comes to mind straight away if you're hungry and you're driving past a McDonald's, you're probably going to get McDonald's because it's a quick and easy feed. Likewise, if you don't want to do a complete shop at the groceries, but you do need some things like, milk and bread, you might just nip down into 7-Eleven, and you're going to be paying more, but you're paying for the convenience. Replacement. So obviously replacing things like, so sometimes we buy things just because we need to replace old things. For example, clothes that don't fit or they're out of date. You could be moving from the old VCR player to a DVD player, or a Walkman or a Discman to an iPod. In today's society, the list is pretty much endless. Could also be replacing things like light bulbs and stuff that no longer go. Scarcity. So this could actually be around collectibles or a perceived need that something may run out or have limited availability in the future. Additionally, there's a hope to gain a return on investment, such as collectibles or antiques or anything that accrues value over time. I heard a rumour the other day, and I hope it's not true, that they think that peanut butter is going to not be around for much longer because of some factory or something or other. So I really hope that that's not true, and if it is, the next shop I'll be doing on the weekend, I will be stocking up for sure. Prestige or aspirational purchase. So something's purchased for an esteemed related reason or for personal enrichment. An emotional vacuum. So sometimes we just buy things to replace things that we can't have or we never will. So this could also be referring to the likes of retail therapy, or if you're not feeling well or you're bored or whatever, you will go out and shop either online, as I'd like to do, or in the shop itself. Lower prices. So this one is obviously a pretty obvious one. So something you've identified earlier as a want and is now at a lower price than before. So maybe you were browsing for a particular large screen TV and that you saw they had a great summer special coming in, so you go in and get it. An example I had about 12 months ago now. We were looking at a beautiful big canvas print. It was 3 purple roses and 3 separate canvases, and I'd seen it probably 3 or 4 times, and I think it was at Masters, and it was about $200, I think, from memory. Anyway, one day I went in there and I was going to buy it, and I looked. They obviously had the display up the top and the other ones down the bottom, and there was none there. And I said to the guy, I said, "Oh, is there any more of those purple ones available?" And he had a look, scanned something, and said, "Oh no, that must be the last one. It's actually a clearance. They're not doing them anymore." So I said, "Oh, well, can I have that one up there?" And so he got it down for me, and he scanned it, and it was down from $200 to $50. So I was a pretty happy girl that day, and ended up getting a couple of others. But just goes to show, I knew I wanted it, and I'd seen it a couple of times, and I ended up saving over $150, and I got it that day. So that was pretty cool. Buy one, get one free, so obviously a similar thing, providing great value, perceived value. Buy one, get one half price, buy two, the same kind of thing. Package deals that makes it seem really good value for money. Name recognition. So this one here obviously refers to branding. So, for example, you may need to go down to the supermarket for your sister who's just had a baby and she needs nappies. You yourself aren't a mother, but you know that Huggies are a recognised brand. You may have seen them on TV, in a magazine or anything like that, and you automatically go pick up the Huggies one because you know it's a trusted brand. A fad or an innovation. I think we've all been guilty of some of these purchases in our life. I know I, for one, have. So, this one here is obviously referring to people wanting the latest and greatest. The iPhone comes to mind, and it could also be when someone mimics their favourite celebrity. Another one, I don't know if you've seen it on social media, that's all the rage at the moment, is the Kardashian sisters, Kim, Khloe and Kourtney, are promoting these waist trainer things that look like a really tight corset that's really uncomfortable, but the businesses that are selling those products are really hitting home. The businesses that are selling those corsets are really doing well because they've got some well-known celebrities promoting their product, and people think, wow, if they look like that, they're using this, and oh man, I must buy it because I'll look like them too. So they obviously buy the corset and probably end up cutting themselves in half. So a compulsory purchase, so again this comes back to things like food, water, or it could refer to things like you need a mechanic, your car's broken down, or you need a plumber because you've got a leaky bath, or anything like that. Ego stroking, so sometimes we actually make purchases to impress or attract the opposite sex, or to have something bigger and better than others, friends, etc. Maybe to look like an expert, or to meet a social standard or some kind of social status. It's often exceeding what's actually realistically affordable to make it seem as though we live and operate at a higher level. Peer pressure, so this is a pretty old one, but something is purchased because your friends want you to have it. So you may actually need to think back to your teenage years for an example of this one. Girl Scout cookie effect is based around the concept of donating. Whether that be, say, people come around to the office and they're selling the Cadbury fundraiser chocolates or the biscuits, like as in this graphic here. So you obviously pay money and you can either give it as a donation or you receive something small in return. Reciprocity, so this here is obviously about gift giving, so whether that be, you know, for an engagement or a wedding or a baby shower or a birthday or anything like that. So guilt, alcohol or any kind of drugs that people are addicted to, and this is obviously outside the range of the normal human operating system, but it certainly exists and accounts for more sales than most of us can fathom. So these are only a few of the triggers that will actually motivate someone to buy, but if you want to learn how to effectively motivate your customers to take action, then you first need to know what it is that's important to them. Present your product or service to them in a manner that makes them feel that they can't live without it. Remember that we all buy benefits before we buy features. The most important thing to remember though when considering a customer's motivation to buy is to truly understand how to solve their perceived problem. Asking questions and listening carefully to the answer will often reveal clues that you can pick up on. And these clues will generally reveal how you should proceed with the sale. What pain points are these clues revealing for the customer? And explore it a bit further so you can actually solve their perceived problem with your product or service. And as you are aware, in today's market, it's so easy for consumers to compare products or services online. And there's even sites out there that are designated to do that. For example, Webjet for flights, and you can compare hotels and all of that kind of stuff within a few clicks of a mouse to get the best deal. So if you miss out on these clues that your customer's giving you, you'll generally miss out on the sale. So remember to sell them what they want and give them what they need. And always remember that a satisfied customer is one who feels that they've been heard and that their needs have been met before yours. So happy selling. Thanks for joining us today, and we will see you next time.